What is up, everyone? Another video from Arc Drake, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Vaykor Marlock. Now, I love the Vaykor Marlock for two reasons. One, it's a syndicate weapon, so you're already going to end up with proc damage. Number two, Vaykor Marlock is one of the biggest heavy hitters when it comes to secondary weapons and just brute strength. Now, I know it only shoots one bullet at a time, but it doesn't matter because as long as you're decently accurate with it, you're going to kill these enemies quite quickly. So let's go ahead and jump into the build here. As you can see on the left hand side on all of the stats, it is a 98.4 status chance weapon. So this is primarily a status and elemental weapon, as opposed to anything else that you really see out there. Now, I know it has impact damage and slash damage that are quite high up there in the couple of hundreds, but this is primarily only for a status and elemental damage type weapon. Now, what you can do is the entire bottom row, as you can see, is all elemental. I would like to at least keep one of these weapons in, whether it's Scorch or Frostbite, with an additional status chance. Pushing me all the way up to 98.4. Now, you can take one of these out and throw in something else to replace them. It just kind of depends on what you want in there. Well, I have the heated charge, but let's see if I can't change the Frostbite. Well, we have Deep Freeze in there as well. But you can swap it out with pretty much anything else that you would like a pathogen rounds. Obviously, you can see how it kind of separates those two elements between the cold and the gas damage now. Why I kept them on there is mainly for two status chance mods with cold and heat. Then I have the regular prime heated charge, which isn't even up all the way. And then all the way on the right hand side, I have deep freeze. So I'm having both elemental mods on there with each other. So I have the status chance and the non-status chance on each side, boosting that elemental up as decently high as I possibly can at this moment, along with two gold mods that add an additional 60% chance. Now, obviously you're going to want to throw on Hornet Strike, Bellow Diffusion, Lethal Torrent for more fire rate and multi-shot, and a Magnum Force for more damage, and accuracy isn't really going to affect the Vaykor Marlock. Now, what I love the most about this is you can swap these out at any time that you want. So if you have a Frostbite and a Deep Freeze, you can obviously change that for Pathogen rounds and Pistol Pestilence. That way you're having one elemental damage for specific enemies, specifically Blast right now for Infested, or I can throw in something else like Electricity and Heat for excuse me, for the radiation effect for Grenier, or Magnetic, or whatever you need for like Corpus, or so on and so forth. So for Blast, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and jump out here, and we're going to go ahead and bring in a level 100 just to show you guys what kind of damage this thing can do when properly modded. And let's pull out some kind of infested. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and pull out a Healer Eximus. We all know we don't like these ancients as much as anything else. Infested can be pretty brutal sometimes. Let's go ahead and check this out. So I like to bring my low key just for invisibility, just to keep quiet under the radar, just so I can shoot the enemy, show the damage. So the first shot that I'm going to hit knocks him down. I'm going to wait till he gets up, shoot him again. It's a lot of staggering type damage that it's going to end up doing already. And this is without the proc damage. Obviously I have 10 rounds in my magazine, and I'm not necessarily shooting him in the head, I'm just shooting him normally. So within just a couple of rounds, what is that, about 16 rounds. I'm taking out a level 100, no problem. Now, obviously, I'm not going to shoot that slowly. I'm going to shoot pretty quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and raise the level of this enemy up to 135, pretty much as high as I can possibly get it right now, as I am Mastery Rank 21, and there is a level cap to how high you can get up these enemies. Ooh, this guy is not playing around. Obviously, I'm hoping that I don't die just from this toxic damage. And obviously, I'm just going to blow through the Vaykor Marlock's ammunition, knocking him down, and just every single time I'm just shooting. Wow, I died. But you get the drift. I'll go ahead and do that again. Just because low-key's pretty squishy as is, and I was just trying to primarily just go invisible so I could show you guys the kind of damage that this weapon can do. So the knockdown is really nice, especially for the Vaykor Marlock. Any type of like knockdown or stun effect that it has on an enemy is very important, especially when you have high level enemies and you just want that extra second or two just to be able to like get around them, make sure that they're not jumping at you or, you know, grabbing you with a grappling hook or anything of that sort. Obviously, I was taking quite a bit of toxic damage, but overall, the Vaykor Marlock is one powerful weapon. I mean, I blew through not even 2 full magazines of 20, which seems like a lot, but if you ran out of your primary weapon, the Vaykor Marlock does some massive damage. And I just love this weapon. And as you can see, I mean, I still have Magnum Force that's an R7, I have Hornet Strike, which is an R7, and I have Heated Charge, which is an R5. So I still have quite a while that I can actually level up these mods and make this weapon way stronger. And when you're seeing the amount of damage that this weapon does with not even these mods completely maxed out on a specific enemy, as long as you're changing your elemental on this complete bottom row to exactly who you're fighting. So if you're on a Sword E3 and you're on the 3rd mission and you're looking at pistols only on an assassination and the enemy happens to be infested, this exact build is going to do quite a bit of damage if fully maxed. Now, obviously, if you're doing a Grenier or Corpus, you're going to want Magnetic or Radiation. Those are my top 2 favorite type of elementals for those 2 genres of enemies. And as again, that's about it for the video today. Don't forget to check out my other videos. Don't forget that like and subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, more than welcome to throw those down. And if you have any compliments, I'll take as many as you guys can handle, because all I'm doing is sitting here and looking at what you guys have to say. I want to thank everybody for all your support so far, especially on the Ash Prime God Mode video, getting up there in views. So let's keep that going. I can make more of these, and don't forget the Spectre of the Rails is coming soon. We're talking about major changes, and I do also have some tutorials coming out soon, so keep an eye out for those as well. Alright guys, have a good one.